Okay, so we're looking at Bitcoin in the weekly chart, and it's not looking very good. Basically, there's a very clear downtrend, which is no surprise, but the trouble is here. We have the mid-Bollinger Band, which is gonna, well, it should be quite a barrier for Bitcoin to surpass. It has done in the past. If we look at the setup, went up, then down, the 60-day average, and also the lower Bollinger Band. Then it broke through the mid band and got support here again to seek the top band. But it's not so common for these patterns to repeat exactly like the previous. It could be that this time it's a little bit more difficult for it to break, and that we have a longer downtrend. The trouble here is that we're also far away from the 200-day moving average in the weekly chart, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't break this, or at least we don't stay above this for too long, and if we go back down again, then we seek this level of 25,000 to 25 and 30,000. And I don't know what's going to be the trigger, if it's just going to be a technical trigger, or if it's going to be some road event. I hope not, but it looks like there's a good chance that unless we have a better scenario, that this could go down again and reach lower levels. So be careful, everyone. In the future, in the long term, I think it's still a bullish asset. But in the short term, we could have a longer downtrend. However, when we look at the monthly charts, the story is a little bit different, so there's a little bit of hope. Because if we look at the monthly charts, the situation today is quite different from before. Because before, the support levels that Bitcoin reached were not as relevant as today. This was like a shorter, faster support level. Here we have a longer, like mid-Bollinger Band level. So it could be that these surprises and we have like a big move up also. This is not completely discarded. As long as it breaks through on the weekly, like a good breakout here, and it's sustained, then we could, the monthly could prove to be correct. But it's going to be tricky. It's interesting. So we have this situation where in the monthly, it looks promising, and on the weekly, it looks scary. Well, we know what this means. It means a lot of volatility. Not sure if it's going to break once and for all, but if we look at the other assets, if we look at like Ethereum, it's in a similar situation. If we look at on the negative side, we have this. It's going to seek this mid-Bollinger Band, and it could be that it weakens once it hits this level, about 3,350. But it's also the first time that it reaches the lower bands. So, as we have seen with Bitcoin before, when this happened, sometimes this gives the asset strength. So this is happening this time to Ethereum. So it could be that it gets some strength from this, because it's a first time in this period, both for the lower Bollinger Band and also for this blue moving average, which is the 60, actually the 60. So, well, we have a bullish scenario here in terms of the supports that it reached. So it's like it's done that, and it's accumulated here a little bit, so it could break out here. But it's also the first time that it's going to reach this level, and it could be that it tries to test this and then goes down. And the big concern is if we have like a bad scenario, if this, I don't know if it's going to be the war, whatever, is not resolving in terms of the overall scenario, it could be that this downtrend, the bear trend, is a little bit longer, and then we could seek the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart also before having a stronger move up. It's not what we see in the monthly chart, but it's what we see in the weekly chart, so let's see what's going to prevail. Tricky times.